Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. In today's story, we will talk about a great and remarkable personality, someone whose work made it much easier for us to practice Islam. Because of his deep knowledge and service, many complicated religious questions became clear and simple. We are talking about the great scholar, Imam Muslim, rahmatullahi alayh, one of the most respected and beloved experts of Hadith. These were the scholars who worked day and night so that the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family could reach the Muslim Ummah safely and correctly. Among them, Imam Muslim holds a very special place. Today, the most authentic books of Hadith that we have include the famous work Sahih Muslim, written by him. In this story, we will not only talk about Imam Muslim's life, but also about his struggle in preserving Hadith and how he compiled his great book. We'll also talk about what other scholars thought of Sahih Muslim, so stay with the story till the end. Imam Muslim's real name was Muslim. His father's name was Al-Hajjaj. His title was Abul Hussein, and people also called him Asakiruddin. His family belonged to the tribe of Kushair, and he was associated with the famous city of Nishapur in the region of Khurasan, a present-day Iran. He was tall, fair-skinned, and had a dignified personality. He wore a turban and carried a shawl on his shoulders. He was simple, humble, and deeply devoted to knowledge. He never used Hadith to earn money. He worked in the cloth trade to support himself. Imam Muslim was known for his excellent character. Scholars wrote that he never backbit, never fought with anyone, and never used harsh words. He lived from his own earnings and treated people with respect. Imam Muslim grew up in a home filled with piety and good upbringing. From childhood to his last breath, he lived a life of purity and righteousness. Allah blessed him with sharp intelligence and an amazing memory. He mastered the basic sciences very quickly, and at the age of 18, he formally began studying Hadith. In search of Hadith, he traveled to many places. He learned from scholars in Nishapur and then traveled to Hijaz, Mecca and Medina, Syria, Iraq and Egypt. He visited Baghdad many times. When he was young, the Islamic world was full of students of knowledge traveling from city to seek Hadith. Nishapur, his hometown, was one of the biggest centers of knowledge at that time. He learned from many famous teachers like Imam Ishaq ibn Rahway, rahmatullahi alayh, and Imam Yahya ibn Yahya, rahmatullahi alayh. He also traveled to Basra, Kufa, and other major cities. Among the biggest influences on him was Imam Bukhari, rahmatullahi alayh, from whom he learned a great deal. Imam Muslim had exceptional skill in recognizing authentic and weak hadith. Some scholars even said that in certain matters, he surpassed Imam Bukhari. Great scholars like Abu Zur'a, rahmatullahi alayh, and Abu Hatim, rahmatullahi alayh, praised his expertise and called him a leader in hadith. Though he was a successful businessman, studying hadith always remained his priority. Even during business hours, he would be found studying or discussing hadith. Imam Muslim's love for hadith was unbelievable. He traveled far and wide to collect authentic narrations. He listened to hadith, debated them with scholars, taught them to students, and spent his life protecting the teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He respected his teachers immensely and would review hadith with them again and again. Scholars of hadith worked extremely hard during the early centuries of Islam to preserve the Sunnah. They wrote, traveled, taught, and reviewed thousands of narrations with great care. Many students asked Imam Muslim to compile a book containing only authentic hadith, arranged neatly and without repetition. So he began writing Sahih Muslim, a masterpiece. He was extremely strict. First, the chain of narrators had to be connected. Second, each narrator had to be trustworthy. Third, there should be no hidden weakness or contradiction. Imam Muslim wanted to divide his book into two parts, one containing narrations from the top-level narrators and the second from the next level. But he passed away before completing the second part. His death is famous for being surprising and emotional. One night, he heard about a hadith he didn't know. He went home, lit a lamp, and told his family not to disturb him. They brought him a basket of dates. He sat all night searching for the hadith while absent-mindedly eating dates one by one. By morning, he found the narration, but the basket was empty. It is said that eating too many dates at once made him ill, and shortly after, he passed away. He died on 24th Rajab, 261 Hijri, and was buried near Nishapur. Some scholars said they saw him in dreams in a blessed state, which showed his high rank with Allah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.